guys, I've been telling you guys about a surprise build if you've been following me on Instagram for some time now. And no, I didn't buy a Crosstrek, but we are doing a full build on this Crosstrek behind me. And for the OGs, you're gonna be really excited because Lewis is back on the channel. This is Lewis's Crosstrek. We're gonna be doing a quick build on it. And I'm gonna let Lewis tell you a little bit more about what we're doing and kind of what inspired this build.
This is my 2021 Crosstrek. For you guys that have been on the channel long enough, you'll know my other car is a 2011 WRX, which unfortunately didn't get to see on the channel, but I did do a full build on that. And if you didn't know already, we love Grimspeed. So when I saw Grimspeed drop their Trails by Grimspeed line, me and Nick just went absolutely nuts for it. So I knew somewhere along the line, I wanted to do a slight build. Since it's daily, I wanted to leave it like as stock as possible, but just add a little bit of zest to it. So I knew Trails by Grimspeed was on the top. And then we also reached out to a couple other companies that were gonna help out with this. So first and foremost, I wanna say thank you to Trails by Grimspeed, our wheel sponsor, 1552, and for our light bar, we went with Vision X Lighting. So without their support, this would not be possible. So I just can't say thank you enough. I am so stoked to show you the parts that we've got for this. So I'm ready to dive into this right now. I've been waiting for a long time. So before we dive into each and every one of the parts specifically, I just wanna do a brief overview of everything that we got for the car. So first up, we got our wheels from 1552, wrapped in Toyo tires. From Grimspeed, we've got their fender flare kit, as well as their lift kit, and some engine dress-up parts. For the roof rack though, I don't have that quite yet, but I got a Front Runner slim roof rack for up top, which we're gonna be attaching the Vision X Unite modular light bar to that.
And I think what I'm most excited about obviously with Lewis being back on the channel, this is like a major throwback. For those of you that don't know, Lewis and I started the channel together like at least 6 years ago. And so to get to work with him on a project again is gonna be super fun. And we're going like really back to our roots here with just a real basic bolt-on setup to make this car just look a little bit cooler.
All right, let's talk about something real exciting. This wheel and tire package. So what we got here is the 1552 Traverse MX in the magnesium gray. These are a 17x8 wheel with a 38 offset. So a little bit more aggressive than the stock wheels, which come in either my Limited came with an 18x7-inch wheel with a 55 offset. The base models are 17x7, also 55 offset. So definitely less aggressive than these, but they're wrapped in the Toyo tires, Open Country AT3s. These are a 225/60/17 tire. The beauty of this is it is the same size as the stock tire. So if you're like me, trying to stick to that OEM theme, this is gonna keep you within 0.1% of the OEM ratio of the stock tire and wheel to keep your mileage on track. So that was a big plus for me here, as well as the AT3 is something that's definitely gonna be aggressive enough in snow or muddy conditions, but again, for that daily driving, perfect for on the road. So just can't miss with this setup. It is just absolutely beautiful.
I also just want to give a quick shout out to Toyo because Toyo has helped us out with this build a little bit, as well as the S13, which is outside, but we've got some R888Rs over there for that car. So we've got a bunch of Toyo in the shop and definitely appreciate them helping out and looking forward to hopefully doing some more stuff with them in the future.
All right, now carrying over to the Grimspeed stuff, let's start with the very obvious and exciting piece over here. So this is gonna be their fender flare kit for the Crosstrek. What's really exciting about this is they extend the total width of the car 4 inches. So each flare is 2 inches wider on both sides. So you get a very aggressive look from it. It clips right over the stock fenders that are already existing in place. So it only requires just a little minor trim modification. So that was the whole goal here with this project, was to keep it as OEM as possible without modifying or changing anything that was irreversible. All of it is reversible if you decide to go back at some point. So that's a big plus from Grimspeed for me here. Carrying over to now down to their lift kit. This is gonna be a 2-inch lift kit. And once again, this is kind of gonna be an OEM plus for me. It utilizes the stock struts. So that way I didn't need to go out and buy new struts, and also is gonna maintain that OEM feeling ride while giving me a higher ground clearance by 2 inches and makes it suitable for still on pavement use, which is gonna be majority of the use for this car, but it's still gonna be able to make it so I can rip it up in the mountains, in the snow, and have no problem at all.
I feel like that's the biggest thing to call out here is like, this is your daily driver. The goal was to change the look of it, give it, a little better performance, but also maintain that like daily drivability. Like as we've gotten older, having that modified car that just slams you around, like you were driving the WRX recently.
And I love it. It's still a great car, but I was just like, holy shit, like this is not a good daily driver. And it rips, but
Great car, super fun, but
awesome. But I need something that's gonna be more reliable. I'm not always worried about how low I am, clearance, or just, simply just having some issues with the engine modifications I've done. So that was a big plus for me with how everything, the lift kit utilized the OEM struts, the fender flares clipped right over the OEM fenders. So it really just doesn't get any better than that. So now carrying over to the very bright pieces over here, these are gonna be the engine dress up parts from the Trails line. So this is gonna be the pulley cover, the radiator shroud, and then also both of the fender shrouds here. So they come in 3 different options: the red powder coat, the black powder coat, or this forest green. I have red in the WRX already, so I wasn't gonna go that route. I think black would have looked super clean in the car, but with the car already being black, I didn't want to do the black on black look. I just thought this forest green was really gonna stand out and pop against the black. So I went with that for all those pieces, as well as getting their Delrin Cool Touch cap, lightweight battery holder, as well as their engine bay dress up caps.
Dude, I love these caps.
Super clean. We already installed a set on the WRX, but they are just a very nice touch to go from those bright, ugly yellow OEM caps to a nice, clean, all black cap look in the engine bay. So very excited to get all of these on.
And it's a super affordable option. Like I remember, I think the only option we ever saw before was like made out of, they were like billet, right? So
yeah.
They're like quadruple, way more than quadruple
It was
the
like
price.
$40 a cap, and it just was unreasonable. And
well, it was reasonable.
I mean,
it's reasonable. It's just like that's what it costs.
Yeah, it adds up. So,
but yeah,
I love this option. Seeing it in the WRX already was just, I was like, can't wait to get them in the Crosstrek and have all the forest green shrouds in there. So I am very excited to get all this installed.
And last but not least,
so this is something I'm pretty excited about because this is a company I was completely unfamiliar with before this build, as I was with any light bar company, because I hadn't done anything like this before for any of the cars. So when I was doing my research, I actually came across this light bar on somebody else's Outback on Instagram, and I was like, whoa, Nick, check this out. And we were just like, that's the one, that's the one. And upon looking up on their website, their headquarters for the United States is actually just 10 minutes down the road from us. So I was like, that's the one, Nick. We're absolutely doing it. So this is the Vision X Unite modular light bar. This is super cool. So you've got 12 different options you can pick from for light pods of either having, these are both the blackout models, but there's also a frost, as well as yellow, amber, and clear. So you've got 12 different combinations you can choose from. I cannot speak highly enough of their customer service, because I had no idea what I was getting into when I was looking for light bar, what I needed, and they helped me pick out the perfect setup for this. So we're gonna have 6 different yellow floodlights on the outside, so we'll have 3 on each side, and then we're gonna have 9 of the white spotlights in the middle. So just imagine this fully racked out with 15 different lights. You can fill, this is the 40-inch curved bar. They make a curved or a straight, depending on what look you're going for. I went with the curve just because I thought it was a pretty cool look. But obviously, you don't have to fill it up with all 15 pods if you don't want to. You can space it out however you want. And you can either do a single circuit or multi-circuit. So if you wanted to power up just the outside lights or just the insides, you could do that. Or if you want to power them all on, you can do the single circuit as well. So just an incredible company with an incredible eye to detail here. I mean, this is just some of the best quality light products I've seen out there. I am very excited to get this mounted up on the car. So
it just looks super nice.
Yeah, so it's a really high quality look here. Very excited on this Vision X stuff. Absolutely killed it. Thank you guys. I'm so stoked for this. All right, enough of me talking about all these products. I'm sure you guys are itching to see them on the car just as bad as I am. So we're gonna go ahead and get after it.
It looks like you're in like negative 20 degrees.
Bitch, you see my breath? Yeah, it's cold, bro. Fuck.
Dude, you're too much.
Yeah, might as well be polar.
This guy's over here with the microphone on the the neck warmer, looking like a pop star. All right.
Are we showing them?
So this guy was like, we got to get a preview of the wheel because we got one wheel off the car. I think if we eat, they eat. Oh, I can already tell you that's good. I'm gonna get a light back here while you do that, because that's good.
That is so good.
It really is. That's
excellent.
It's funny how much bronze is like actually It's got like bronze undertones.
Got a hint of bronze there. That is.
Because what's the actual color called?
Magnesium gray. So this is pretty good. I had thought about going bronze on this, but I just didn't want something that flashy for the daily. This is just perfect.
I like it. Yeah, it's like just enough that it's like, oh, you've got something.
A little something.
A little upgrade on there, but still kind
of. Dude, that's nice.
It's good. I like that.
That's very nice. 1552 absolutely killed it with this wheel. So good.
Cheers to getting the wheels off. Suspension next.
Bud Light, please sponsor me.
Just you and Post Malone. The end link on this thing is literally a foot long.
That's a long john.
That is a long john. I don't know if I've just been used to working on cars. I've never seen anything like that. We're in uncharted territory.
I gotta undo this ABS clip here first. See if I can sneak in here for that. Oh man, I hate working on cars when it's cold.
It's really brutal.
I can't get anything to work.
Everything's cold, extra brittle. Your hands aren't working. It's real nice. This plug is like a plug from Jumanji, bro.
Oh.
You literally have to, no way you just got
one more
that.
side, one more side.
You have to get 4 sides to click out. Do you have to hold all 4 at the same time?
I let it get back in, yep.
Oh, dude.
1.
If hell's a real place, I feel like
2.
you just have to sit there and undo these all day.
3, 4, there we go. Woo!
I was gonna say, didn't you work in a tire shop, but they probably didn't have you pulling struts off?
No, not at a, not
Could
a,
you imagine?
Not a ye old discount tire.
Could you imagine?
That's a Les Schwab special.
Dude,
No, I
would
can't
not,
imagine. I already wanted to.
I would not let Les Schwab touch my struts.
I already wanted to quit my job so bad just doing tires, so I can imagine new suspension.
Les Schwab wrecked me so bad.
Yeah, they
I had
really
brand new tires. 3 of 4 had impact pumps within 500 miles, and they said it was my suspension's fault, and all I had was 100 strips and like a set of strips.
Yeah, sorry.
I had to pay like $900 for these new tires, and I was a 17-year-old. All right, we're officially back for day 2. We called it quits early last night when we realized we didn't have a inch-pound torque wrench to put on the spacer attachment to the strut, but we did get the front struts out. So I think the plan now is just to get the rear struts off, right, Lewis?
Yep.
Taking those inside and just getting those warmed up.
Yeah, that way the tape is nice and adhesive out here. It's a nice chilly, brisk 19 degrees out here.
Love it, dude. Love it. Yeah, so if we look like we're bundled up to be in the tundra, that's why. Okay, so Lewis said the rear struts are pretty easy to access from the top, and it's what, just 2 bolts up there?
Yep.
2 bolts up there, the one down here through the control arm. So we're gonna go ahead and pull these out and get the rest of the teardown complete on this thing. So we pulled the cargo mat out and the carpet mat that goes under it. And I just think that this is the greatest thing that I've ever seen on a car. Like every car that we've ever worked on before, you literally have to pull out the entire panel that goes here. On the Crosstrek, you literally just pop out that panel and have access to the 2 bolts on top. So Lou's gonna pop that out real quick.
So definitely be best to remove. There's 2 different poppets in this foam, so you don't want to break your foam. So you want to remove the poppet up top and the one down here in the middle. Move this foam out of the way, which is going to be able to give you access to literally just pull from underneath the plastic here.
And I kind of held this piece down and it
Pull,
just popped right out.
Pull up and then out. That way you're not putting tension on these 3 big poppets here, or tabs here at the top, and breaking them, trying to pull from the top. So definitely make sure, just take that extra 5 seconds, pull your poppets out, move the foam, go from the bottom. That way you won't end up with any broken plastic trim.
just got the top bolts out of the strut here, and what just happened, sir?
Absolutely the best customer service of all time. Ordered on a Tuesday, shipped on a Wednesday, delivered on a Thursday from California to Seattle. Front runner racks, you did us right. I'm so excited for this.
So this was the last piece that we needed for the build.
In here is the slim fit rack that we're gonna mount the Vision X bar to. Not gonna unbox it quite yet, but we're gonna get there in a second, but it is here and ready to go.
How hyped are you?
Let's go. Let's go.
I'm so stoked this showed up for the intro video too, so we can show like the last piece of the build too. We're gonna hit you with the live action report here. So we've got the bolts coming out of both the strut and the knuckle here, and then that way you can drop the arm out, take the strut out. You could probably get the strut out. Actually, I don't even know if you could get the stock strut out.
Nope, you gotta drop
without
it first.
dropping it. But once you have a 2-inch lift on there, we're definitely gonna get that drop to get it all back in.
Alright, so that concludes the teardown portion of the vehicle. Before we go finish the intro video, let's go take a look at the one part we haven't seen yet, the rack. Let's get after it.
So we're gonna unbox this. I'm gonna spare you the unboxing.
Alright, so this small box up top, this is just the wind fairing. Woo! So this
the
is
light bar tucks like around that? Is that how it
This is the 40-inch. This fits a 40-inch light bar. It's got the cutout here for the light bar. Now they make two options. Obviously, the other one being not for a light bar.
Sick. Can you flip that around so I can show them what that looks like? Okay, so yeah, you can see the light bar will totally fit right up top there. Oh,
Right into there. So that's awesome. You've got two different options for it. Obviously, a whole separate piece to the rack in case it was ever to get damaged, so you can order another one.
It's a box in a box. Ooh, nice.
Wow, that is very well put together.
Yeah, I really like that packaging.
That is pretty sweet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so there's gonna be all the different internal bars. Put it together.
Shout out my dude Sam. Sam, if you're watching this, we asked Sam for a little recommendation on the roof rack if he was familiar with Front Runner, and he had one of these on his 80 series. So we opted for this. One of the big things about this is it allows you to use the stock mounting points. You don't have to make any modifications to the roof of the car, and that was big for us on this because it is still his daily driver. And if we ever sold it, we want it to be reversible. Ooh, dude, I cannot wait to see those going down the side of the car.
Yeah, that is gonna be pretty slick. Love that. So we've got the car completely disassembled now, ready to install the new parts. So coming in the next video, we're gonna go ahead and add a little bit of zest to the car by installing all the engine bay trim kit pieces, as well as the fender flares.
And so this is just a couple of the pieces. These are just the front ones. And you said this kit adds like 2 inches on both sides?
2 inches on each side, so 4 inches of total width on the front and rear of the car. Just maximizing the aggressive setup that I can run on this car.